This next sample I have for you demonstrates the fallback capabilities of the media element. So here, this is in Chrome, and I've stripped down the complexity of the page here just so that it'll actually work in some of the older browsers. So everything's fully supported. I can play the video, I can play the audio, as you can see. That works here within Chrome. Now let's switch over to Internet Explorer. So here's the same page loaded in IE10. Now the audio works, but the video doesn't. Now remember how I said that the content type that videos are served with is important. And since I'm just running these files off a development web server, it's not serving up the correct content types, so IE isn't able to use the files that are loaded into it. Let's take a look at the code really quick. So here's the markup. I've got the video element and the controls attribute available. And I'm even setting the type for each one of the source elements. And each one of the content type values matches the content that's in each one of the files. And I've done that down here for the audio as well. But again, the problem is that it's not being served from the server with the right content type. So once that's set up the right way, then IE10 will recognize that video correctly. But what if we're not using IE10? What if instead we were using IE8? So now you can see it automatically refreshed the page and it went to the fallback content. Again, let's look at the code one more time. So for the video element, I just created a paragraph that said this browser does not support native video. Now I wanted to drive home the point that this could be any type of HTML. So for audio, I put in an H1. Now what you'd want to do in a real life situation is probably replace this markup here with a Flash player. So it'd be very easy for someone to continue to interact with that media even if the native player isn't available. So if the browser doesn't recognize the video or audio elements, it'll just drop down to the HTML that's inside that element. And unlike the old frames type of markup, you don't have any no frames or no audio or no video elements that you have to put it in. It's just what shows up after the source elements inside either audio or video.